Hey neighbor, welcome back to Lucky 7 on ARTV. My name is John, and today I have the immense pleasure of counting down 7 of the most underrated and overlooked songs of all time by the funk and alternative rock band the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Despite their many lineup changes since forming in the early 1980s, there's also been a shit ton of unexpected consistency from album to album. Despite the different guitarists, the different drummers, whoever it might be, the Chili Peppers always seem to bring at least a decent amount of songs per album that are fantastic, with many of those being very underrated. God knows that these are not the only underrated songs by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're one of my top 10 favorite bands, for Christ's sake. There are more out there, but I kind of narrowed it down to try to cherry pick from different eras, and if you would like to see a part 2 in the future, then let me know in the comments section down below, along with any thoughts that you have on my picks today, and also slap that like button harder than Flea slaps his bass.
Think we'll go on a walkabout and find out what it's all about. And that ain't hard. Just me and my own 2 feet. In the heat, I got myself a beat.
Taking a smooth glide into number 7, we have Walkabout from One Hot Minute. This record is already underrated. I think most fans would probably agree. That's not a hot take at this point to say that there are good songs on there, but I genuinely feel that Walkabout gets overlooked. Dave Navarro from Jane's Addiction and also Ink Master fame, sorry I've been binging the show a lot recently, is on this record, and I think he's very present and attentive to detail. I think this song Walkabout showcases what he can do with a more funky groove than the Red Hot Chili Peppers at large. There is chemistry there. I love Flea's bass, and I also love the fact that Anthony Kiedis is genuinely just taking a walkabout in Hawaii. If you've read his autobiography Scar Tissue, then you saw him talking about the creation of this album. He was taking trips in more ways than one, and Walkabout is living proof of that. It's kind of like floating on a dream. Dreams of a Samurai feels like closure on an epic scale. This is Josh Klinghoffer, Chad Smith, Flea, and Anthony Kiedis in a moment of locked-in creative zen. I really love that this is kind of a renaissance for the Chili Peppers in a sense of just exploring new things. It's about perseverance, kind of swimming upstream, being the fish going against the tide. There's moments that feel flashy guitar-wise, but there's also a lot of restraint. I love the verses. The writing just kind of creatively pokes its head out of different corners, and then you go into the depths of the cave before being lifted back out. It's transformative. It's exactly what I want to hear from later years Chili Peppers, and I don't know that many people gave it enough love. These are a few of Anthony Kiedis' favorite things. At number 5, we have Sex, Literature, and Art in Mellowship, Slinky in B major. This is off of one of their most iconic albums, but I also don't see it talked about a ton. I love the popping bass groove on it. It feels deadly. They are also so in sync on the opening to the song. I love that little riff. It gets stuck in my head all the time, and then it cycles back at the end of the track. Tucked somewhere in between, there's also a nice little off-the-cuff guitar solo from John Frusciante. It's something that opens other worlds, but it's also very down-to-earth.
I'll be your domino, sit back and watch it flow.
Just judging based on that chorus alone, how the hell was I'll Be Your Domino not on Stadium Arcadium? I mean shit, you've already got 28 songs, what's 29? This is kind of a love song, also kind of a sex song if that wasn't obvious from the lyrics. Anthony Kiedis can't help himself, but it does work very well because of that soulful guitar that just kind of feels like the chef's kiss on top of it all. There's a great groove to the rhythm section between Chad and Flea, there's a lot of energy there. But the most potent thing about the entire track are the backing vocals from John Frusciante. This is why he belongs in the Chili Peppers, and to the vocals that come in at the end of the track. All of the backing vocals in Anthony, it's totally on point.
Fingerprint is not a sin. I put my middle finger in. Monthly blood is what I win. I'm in your house, now let me spin. Feather is a light, but you can't move this. Body is an angel, and I can't prove this. Bubble stain upon my pillow. Let's sleep, or even willow.
I As we collectively rise up to our ass and alligators, we move on to number 3, Purple Stain from Californication. Subtlety has never exactly been Anthony Kiedis' strong suit, but I think we love him for that. Yeah, I think I kinda have an idea of what he's getting at there, but Purple Stain is not just about the lyrics, and honestly, like half the time, I don't even come to the Chili Peppers for the lyrics, it's about the music, and this song is a major stroke of genius. The instrumentation on this, the fiery outro, can we just focus on that for a second? There's so much going on, it just elevates to this different plane. Among the hardcore fans, we have an obvious understanding that Purple Stain is fucking orgasmic, but also to anybody else watching this video that might not be a hardcore fan of the Chili Peppers, don't let the subject matter turn you off, let it turn you on, because the music is what you're here for. Annie Wants a Baby is a major standout moment from an album that just got the cold shoulder from a lot of y'all, and myself included. I've never been the hottest on it, I do think it's a weaker effort from the Chili Peppers, but Annie Wants a Baby is fucking incredible. Underlying themes of negligence to a woman that's really wanting something more, but also wants to maintain independence seems to be the focal point on Annie Wants a Baby. I've always found this track musically to be extremely potent. There's a lot of life in here. It stirs itself up, the pre-chorus really builds suspense, and then the hammering drum performance leading into the hook. It's definitely a lightning bolt that doesn't exactly strike twice in the same place. What I mean by that is that the song shakes itself up like a snow globe often enough that you get different feelings depending on what time of the day or what part of the song you're listening to.
Where you come from, where you going, do it all and it all again, y'all. Pick it up and you make a friend, y'all. Find a place to surround the band, then all the men that you can see.
Time to start punching the air wildly because you feel that something else should have made the list, that I didn't talk about your favorite underrated song, and I get it. There's a lot that I didn't cover, all the way from Especially in Michigan, to Tear, to Organic Anti-Beatbox Band. There's a load out there that I could have talked about, but I selected Venice Queen from By the Way, which I didn't even give a lot of love to for the longest time, but then I did my discography ranking on the Chili Peppers, and I completely turned a page in my life when I fell in love with this album. Venice Queen is an emotional gut punch that is so structurally sound that I can't even fathom how incredible it is. I think that this really proves how important John Frusciante is to the core of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. His harmonies, the backing vocals, the guitars, that tempo change around the 2-minute and 50-second mark, it's something that feels very ethereal. It doesn't feel like the same song, yet it does. It has a lot of classic rock influence to it. It feels like it could have been lifted from another decade, but it's also distinctly Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anthony wrote this song about a woman named Gloria that helped him achieve sobriety. It was something that he wrestled with many times, and he finally balanced himself out after a few relapses. This was a woman that was super important to him, and she ended up passing away, so this is in dedication to her life, her memory. The Chili Peppers even played a tribute concert raising money to help her beat cancer, but she unfortunately did not survive. And this song just hits on a lot of different levels. If you haven't given it a play in a long time, then I suggest you fire it up immediately. I really appreciate you checking out my list of some of the most underrated Chili Peppers songs of all time. Let me know your list in the comments section down below, along with any thoughts that you might have had on mine. Be sure to hit that like button if you want to see a part 2 in the future, and check out more of my Red Hot videos right over here. All of my socials are in the description down below, and I'll be back soon for more right here on ARTV.